Contestant ID number 2795, and we're going to be making coffee cake. So what we're going to do first, we're going to start off with our streusel, which contains 100 grams of granulated sugar, and 60 grams of all-purpose flour, with 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and 4 tablespoons of salted butter, cold and diced. And this, you can do this with less, or you can do it each time. And coffee, what we're going to do is we're going to get this all nice and neat, like this. I'm just going to go in with my hands and like kind of squish it together so that it gets all incorporated. Really, it's like that. And here, I'm doing that. And then we'll know when our crumble is ready, when it has this nice sandy texture to it. We're able to have it, you can kind of clump it together, make a nice shape, but it can also crumble. Now that I'm done with this, I'm gonna work onto my batter. We're gonna set this off to the side right here. And next we're gonna move on to our dry ingredients, which is going to contain 140 grams of flour, 200 grams of granulated sugar, half teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half teaspoon of salt, and then we are going to whisk this together. We'll make sure it's all incorporated, just so we put our batter next, just so it's all together and you don't have any random clumps of salt in there. After it's all incorporated, I'm just going to put this off to the side with this stuff. Then we're going to get another bowl. And in this one we're gonna get our sour cream, which is grams of sour cream. Then we get our oil, 120 milligrams. Our vanilla, which is just 2 teaspoons. And then our eggs. And then after we have everything in our bowl, we're just gonna incorporate it, get it all nice mixed up. Just make sure you have no like random clumps of sour cream. You could use a whisk for this, but I like to use my spatula because I used it for my sour cream, just so I don't use one item and like have the next dirty for no reason. Next, we're gonna bring back our dry ingredients, and now we're actually gonna pour our wet into our dry. Now we're trying to mix it together. It may be clumpy at first, but at the end it should all be incorporated. Check all the sides right here so we get all that flour. By the time we're done mixing, we should get this nice, good consistency for our batter. Now we're going to set this aside for a second, and we're going to grab our cake pan. We're going to grab our oil. We're going to spray a little bit of the bottom for a quick second, so that when we grab our piece of parchment, it can stick there nicely. And then we're going to do the rest. Get the sides all nice. And then, now we're going to pour half of our batter into here. Pour half of it. And then gently cut it off. And then we're going to bring back our streusel that we had earlier. We're going to put it on top and layer it. Nice looking layer. Then we're gonna get this, we're gonna swirl our cake batter so that when we cut inside of it later, we'll get a nice little swirl. Just go diagonally, other ways. Do a nice little mix. Then, after that, we don't need this anymore. It's the last time we'll do this. And then we're gonna grab the rest of our batter. I'm gonna just put it in here on top. Spread. So everything. Doesn't matter if some of the crumble on the bottom does pop up on top, because we'll be sprinkling the rest we have in our bowl on top as well. It's just whenever you pour it in here, it goes into one spot. It won't harm your cake or anything. It'll just be there. We're done. Sprinkle on top. And then once we're done, we can finally put our cake in the oven. We have our oven set at 325 because it's a conventional oven instead of a normal oven. So it will run hotter than normal ones. So when we put it in, it will cook faster if we did it at the quick. Then we're gonna put a timer on for 30 minutes. While we wait for our cake to bake, we're gonna clean up our station a little bit, just so when we pull up the cake, we won't have a dirty station to have our cake cooked on. This right here is just sanitizer. Bring out our towel. Sometimes I get a couple more than others. And then we put it all back. This is just to make sure when we pull our cake, there's no chance of it, like any raw egg, raw dough, anything on there going onto it. Now it's been over like 40-ish minutes. We're gonna take our cake out and check how it's doing. Cool. Toothpick. Okay, we're good. Now, I'd like to take out. Hold it up carefully so we don't burn ourselves. Put it over. Just put it down. We're gonna wait for this to cool down, maybe for like 5 minutes, just so when we turn it over, we don't burn ourselves and that we don't make too much of a mess. And about after 10 minutes, our cake should be cold enough that we're able to flip it over. And gently flip it over, cut it right in the middle. And you open it, just nice little cross section. Then of course, you can always plate it like this, half slice like this, or 2 slices. But you can also cut it into little slices, just so we have a little slice or 2. Then of course, we can also just plate it by itself. We don't have to add the whole slice. There we go. And that is our coffee cake.